like this weird competition of cool.
You take a reef shot to the side of the head for a wave like that.
If I can win this, this will be the greatest moment of my life.
All the girls are surfing so well. They're beautiful inside and out.
Going skageless is a whole nother realm, like a fast version of body surfing.
The power surfing is like a lot of that style and grace with some aggression and harnessing all of those things in one and creating your own style.
My job description is student of surfing.
Board Stories Television is proudly produced in association with Freesurf Magazine. Subscribe today with the QR code or visit freesurfmagazine.com. Aloha and welcome to Board Stories TV. I'm Mike Latronic along with Pua DeSoto, and on this episode we're going to show you some great surf action from the most photographed surf break on the planet, the Banzai Pipeline.
Pipeline got its namesake for its big open barrels that are formed when the massive swells pitch over the dangerously shallow reefs. Pipeline is visually beautiful and stunning, it's powerful, it's death-defying, and the top surfers can't get enough of it. Let's check out some of the awesome free surfing action at this dangerous break, as well as take a good look at the newly formatted Vans Pipe Masters, where 60 of the best chargers and innovators were invited to compete for the honor of Pipe Master.
We'll also catch up with an in-depth profile on the winner of that event, and somewhere along the line, we're going to do a mood change and show you some beautiful longboarding action in Waikiki.
There is non-stop energy in the ocean, so you can't miss this. First, let's start off the show with some insane barrels over at the Pipeline and Backdoor Reef. Welcome back to Board Stories. The Banzai Pipeline has been one of the most documented and storied surf breaks of all time. It has been the proving grounds for surfing for over 50 years. Countless of surfers from around the world come to the North Shore of Oahu to experience, conquer, or just survive this beautiful and beastly wave.
In 1971, world champion surfer Fred Hemmings plopped a table at the beach at Pipeline and started the event that we know today, the Pipe Masters. Vans has invited 40 men and 20 women who absolutely charge the pipeline and are innovators of the sport. Talking about innovators, Vans could not have picked a better contest director than the ever-creative Nathan Fletcher.
The real Pipe Masters was years ago, and what it was an invitational contest, and it was also an expression session, so there wasn't being judged on each wave. It was the best performance. It is different, but when you go back to the beginning of the Pipe Masters, this is much more similar to the way the Pipe Masters truly started.
The Vans Pipe Masters inspires the future of surfing with an innovative judging format that recognizes progression, disruption, and radical expression.
There's a lot of calls to be made because it's a no elimination 3-round contest, and then the top 2 waves of 4 people make it into a 4-man final. And so what that does is helps everybody surf their best because they're surfing against the whole round. So another thing is it's being judged on airs, turns, and barrels. And so barrels are obviously the highest scored thing at the Pipe Masters, but we also really like to see people utilize the in section or maybe a wave that's not barreling and trying to do something that's high performance, because we all remember Tom Carroll's turn that he did. It was heard around the world and it's still relevant today. where you don't see that in a normal pipe masters. They're only scoring the barrel and people are kicking out just to complete the ride. And so when you tell the surfers that you're gonna get barreled and then you're gonna get scored for the barrel, if you go for something and don't make it, it's not gonna hinder your score for what you got barreled. So that's promoting people to try turns or tricks at the end. What it'll do is you can get more points. And what that's to do is add some excitement, add some variety, and really see people maybe do something that's never done.
Finally, after 9 days since the start of the waiting period, the ocean provided some promising 6 to 10 foot northwest swell. So round 1 was on. By the end of day 1, there were plenty of great barrels and good scores. It was Emio Zermatt, Ivan Florence, Mikey February, and Balaram Stock to take the top 4 slots after round 1. So far, as expected, the action for this event has been stellar. Let's take a look at some of these amazing performances. There was ample 6-foot surf and powerful offshore winds for the first half of the contest. For the second half, there was much bigger and even more classic pipeline moments. While there were still fun rides at Pipe, Backdoor ended up offering the more predominant scoring opportunities.
Mahalo to Backdoor, providing this wave here for Noah Dean in white. And Noah working around the first section, tucks into the second, behind the curtain, disappeared, and coming out.
In white, Mikey February grabbing rail. South African Bands team rider, comes out.
And Aton jumps in, standing tall, Backdoor. Can he come out? Yes, he can! Rides in glass. Backdoor, Harry. In there, can he come out? Holy macaroni! Black, that's Yago Dora. Pipeline left in the front, Dora. Yago coming all the way through.
A great example of innovation was Pipeline's own Jamie O'Brien using his trusty blue 9-foot soft top for his second heat. And boy, did he get some epic rides on that quiver. After a solid morning for the men, it was time for the women to take center stage. Right out the gate, Carissa Moore comes out swinging with the 18-point ride. But she wasn't done yet. With only 2 minutes left, Moore takes off on a late drop at backdoor. Completely covered and shooting out right after the spit, Carissa receives a 29.5, the highest score of the event thus far.
Blue Makata Pang in the barrel deep and disappeared at Pipeline. The juice emerges.
During the last heat of the day, the most updated top 4 standings were held by Balaram Stock, Joao Shianka, Ivan Florence, and Billy Kemper. Griffin Colapinto needed just one good score to secure a spot in the top 4. While Seth Moniz, Kaulana Apo, and Cosby Colapinto all needed 2 new scores to even have a chance to make the final. Griffin made it happen by getting a dreamy ride at backdoor, earning him a 20.1 and securing his spot in the finals.
The waves weren't like ideal, but it was definitely still barreling and it was cool. Like everyone out there was super chill.
Kaulana Apo also received a solid score of a 22.3. Now coming within striking distance to break the top 4, only needing an 18.3. Kaulana waited out the back with 9 minutes remaining, hoping for an opportunity to come. In the last 50 seconds, a promising looking gem headed right towards Kaulana.
Kaulana is up, down the line, in the barrel, disappeared. Can he come out? He does! He needed 18.2 or better, a 21.8. You go to first place.
With a 21.8, Kaulana moves up to first on the leaderboard and secures his spot in the finals.
Honestly, I barely remember it. I just remember I remember pulling up a little bit and then everything just happened so fast. As long as you're in the right spot, the wave will do the work if it chooses you.
The final was set for the men, with Kaulana Apo, Griffin Colapinto, Balaram Stack, and Joao Shianka. Stick around. When we return, we'll be going into finals day of the Banzai Pipe Masters. We'll check out the finals and see who came out with the victories.
Hey, welcome back to Board Stories. We're gonna check in at the Banzai Pipe Masters to see who made the cut for the finals. But before we ramp up that intensity again, we're gonna sidestep things a little stylish with musician Tivana and some real rhythm masters in Waikiki.
Give me a reason to light this place on fire. Give me a chance, I'll never let you down. I know a way to live forever, baby. Ain't no grave gonna hold me in the ground. I'm trying to say the truth. settle the whole thing somewhere down. Tell me again, what's the point in understanding? Tell me again, I didn't catch it the first time. No one knows the way I'm feeling now. Yeah. No one knows how to free me from my crime. Hell, I'm way trying to say the truth.
That was so beautiful. Don't get me wrong, I love airs, barrels, and slashes, but watching Conniella Stewart and Johnny the Ripper do their thing is equally as inspiring. Now let's get back to Pipeline. Finals day for the Vans Pipe Masters has arrived. The waves did get a little small, but there are still makeable barrels and opportunities out there.
All right, check it out. At back door, I believe that is, looks like red, Gabriella Bryant. Here we go, up and riding in blue. That is Zoe McDougal. Zoe stalling in the barrel, getting covered, and goes in one more time, back door. Tyler Wright. Tyler working that right-hander at back door, snapping off the top and completes it. Looking through the coconut trees, and yes, Molly Picklum right there. And Molly.
Now the finals were set. On the women's side, it was Aussie Molly Picklum against Olympic champion Carissa Moore and two young phenoms, Katie Simmers from California and Betty Lou Sakura Johnson from Hawaii. The women started off the final with one solid score by Carissa Moore, who basically led the exchanges almost all the way till the end. It was Molly Picklum from Australia who answered back with some nice rides, and getting some cover-ups on her backhand and a solid finishing move placed her into the lead. In the end, it was Molly Picklum who took the crown. In the men's final, after such an amazing comeback from yesterday, Kaulana Apo is amped to get the first solid score of the final. It was then time to kick it up into gear for Griffin and Balaram. Balaram Stack then uses his knowledge of the break to get two epic barrels at backdoor and pipe.
Here's ball stack, Balaram. Gaffing one right under the lip, tucking in and coming out.
There were non-stop exchanges of scores, but these guys couldn't catch up to Stack's 42.3 heat total. At the sound of the horn, it was Balaram Stack to become the first ever Vans Pipe Master and the first ever New Yorker to win a Pipe Masters event.
Big congrats to Molly Picklum and Balaram Stack for their win. Now we have the opportunity of meeting with Balaram Stack to catch up with him on why he loves Pipeline so much and more.
I don't know, it's a really powerfully contained zone. Like from the beach to the reef to where it breaks, it's like a lot of contained power in one little area. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
With a population of roughly 20 million souls, New York City is one of the most bustling metropolitan centers on the planet. Who knew that the same home for some of the tallest buildings in the world would also produce a Vans Pipe Master?
Not something I think about very often, but I guess coming from New York, there's not very many people that do it. It's just, I had a great group of people growing up that made it seem like what we did was normal, surfing in the snow, getting barreled.
We caught up to Mr. Stack just days after his big win at the Pipeline.
Both my brothers surfed, and they both continued to surf in New York when we moved. So they found Unsound Surf Shop, which was a surf shop in town, which is like where I ended up spending most of my elementary school days.
So how does a kid following his older brothers into the frigid waters of New York City create a super surf-stoked existence and then transition to being such an amazing tube rider and then going on to take top honors in the most modern tube riding arena on earth?
I don't know, it's like a big respect thing. Like, you give her respect, she gives you respect, and it comes in waves, and you never know when it's gonna happen, and you never know when it's gonna happen bad, and take it as it comes scenario. And to get comfortable out there, to know where you're gonna sit, to get the opportunity to even get a wave, it's all putting time in out there. I don't do the tour, I don't do too many contests no more, you know, and I just love to surf pipe. You add the crowd factor, and the crowd is like, adds to that, I mean, adds to like the fear and the chaos and everything, and makes it the wave that it is. Because a lot of times, like, you might not get the wave of your life or the wave of your winter, but the fact that you even got a wave amongst that crowd is worthy of all of that.
That was one sweet bite of the apple by Balaram Stack. Boy, I hope he gets to at least throw the first pitch at the next New York Yankee game, because he did New York City proud.
And a big congratulations to Molly Picklum and all the other amazing competitors for the amazing performances throughout this event.
You too. She was in it. Anyway, it's time to wrap it up. For Pua de Soto, I'm Mike Latronic.
Aloha.